The government's announced more funding for the census as Stats NZ front-foots the unprecedented delay in releasing data from 2018 survey. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has announced $16 million will go towards fixing the issues and preventing them happening again. Earlier today, Stats NZ announced it's now plugged the gaps caused by the underwhelming response to last year's mostly online census and would begin releasing details from September. Here's our political reporter, Govt.
The Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern still holds the previous government responsible for the problems with last year's census. She says Stats NZ has largely been able to rectify the situation.
It is, however, an experience that I would certainly not call an ideal scenario. And the problems the government inherited with this census are ones that we simply do not want repeated. The decision by the previous national government to shift New Zealand to a mostly online census, while expecting it to cut costs in doing so, clearly imposed pressures for the 2018 census.
$10 million will be to help Stats NZ prepare for the 2023 census and implement recommendations from the expert advisory group on last year's census. The responsible minister, James Shaw, says the additional $6 million is effectively backfill funding.
It's almost like adding an additional year onto the end, because what they've had to do to make up the 2018 census results is what they were planning to do for 2023, which was a much more integrated census data plus admin data. And so they've kind of had to do all of that development work essentially 4 years early.
It comes the same day Stats NZ explained the next steps in the already twice delayed release of Census 2018 data. Census data is used to update our official population estimates, with implications for many organisations' planning and, vitally, funding. Stats NZ says it now has a dataset of 4.7 million people that reaches the quality criteria for population structure information, made up of 89% census information and 11% of other government data. Government statistician Liz McPherson says this is based on solid maths, not guesswork.
Contrary to speculation, our extensive testing confirms that the combined 2018 census dataset is robust for electoral purposes. We are also confident in the robustness of the data we will be supplying to the Ministry of Health for their population-based funding model for DHBs.
However, she says this method of using government data to compensate isn't a silver bullet, and they're still working out the areas where the dataset will or won't be reliable.
Some census data will be judged as not of sufficient quality for release as official statistics. We will work through the implications of this with our customers as we confirm the data quality of each topic.
Issues with iwi affiliations data means it won't be included, with potential implications for pre-settlement iwi. It's also raising concerns about the quality of some household data. National Statistics spokesperson Zhang Yang says it's staggering that the first tranche of data is being released almost a year late.
So by the time they start releasing data and by the time they finish releasing data will be over 2 years. And by then, the data could be outdated already.
He says this failure is on Stats NZ and the current government.
This is a big shamble because the census was so poorly organized and executed. So that's a big challenge to the government, because government agencies really need census data for their budget.
A few weeks ago, the Prime Minister told reporters while they didn't have the final census, ministers had been given data sets in various portfolios as they finalised budget decisions. And Jacinda Ardern says they're taking action now to ensure these issues don't arise in Census 2023. From Parliament for Checkpoint, Govt.